I'm Jeff Eisner, and welcome to God Works Weekly. Today, we're blessed to be talking with Matt Peeples from the Kairos Network. Matt shares what it's all about and how they're working to make disciples and seeing the disconnected connected to Jesus. He and Trey Sansom have created the Missionary Pathway. It's training and a group of resources. Matt begins just by sharing the struggles of making disciples.
They said 7 out of 10 people in church have never been taught any method to share their faith. Those same 7 out of 10 are expecting their church leaders to teach them how to do that. And here's the crazy thing. What I've realized throughout this journey of doing the Missionary Pathway stuff is that if you pull away the pulpit in the Bible study class, the ministry leaders don't know how to do it either. So the people are expecting us to train them in something we don't know how to do. And yet if we knew how to do it and we could train them in it, we would literally ignite the priesthood of all believers to do some of the coolest mission in some of the craziest places you've ever thought. And to do it in a way where cost and resources aren't the limiting factor.
Explain more. How can we be better at making disciples?
I was trained in church planting, and this is something I still had to, like, the Missionary Pathway and some of the resources we created are what I wish I had when I was planting a church. What I wish I was aware of. Because even though I did a really outside the box church plant, we reached a ton of people outside church, worshiped in a movie theater, reached some really hard to reach people. We were still doing it in a magnet model style ministry, where it's like, if you can get them in the door, we can do the rest. And what I wish I knew how to do was train the people the way I was training our church plant trainees to go out. And so rather than put all the focus on everybody coming in, I could train them how to go out. And so really, disciple making is much simpler than we make it. And that's the hard part. We expect it to be more complex. And so what I tell people is, when it comes to disciple making, it's an 80-20 rule. 80% of it's scheduling, and 20% of it's having a plan, and it doesn't even have to be a good plan. And so what we do on the network side is we help give you some 20% plans to help make disciple makers. But the way that we're doing that is, there's kind of two predominant philosophies for discipleship training. It's, let me teach you all the concepts, and then you build the system, which, Jeff, is like daunting when you're already trying to lead a ministry. And you're like, it's great that I know the concept, but now I'm also trying to do all that other stuff that comes with being in ministry. And then the other side of it is, we're going to give you a system. You do the system exactly how we showed you. Do not veer from it, which is great, but it doesn't always contextualize well. And so what we've done with Missionary Pathways, we found the middle ground. You're going to learn the disciple making context while you're being discipled in a process you could turn around and reproduce, but the process is not designed to always have to be done our way. It's designed to let you crawl, walk, and run into really contextual disciple making, so that as you're walking through it, you can make it more and more your own. And my goal would even be one day you don't even have to use that. You're just naturally doing disciple making because it's how you do it. But if you need it, it's there. And so that was one of our heartbeats behind making the Missionary Pathway. When we made it, you got to remember, I was making $0 when we made this thing, okay? Which is not contributing much to the family budget, right? And as we're making this, I'm thinking, okay, this is the thing that's going to help bring in the revenue I need to be able to sustain and do this network thing. And then Trey, love Trey, he goes, hey, and you know what we need to do with this? We need to make it free. And I was like, Trey, I hate you. You're right, but I hate you. And so what we did was we put it on a free platform. And then the only time we charged people on the network level is if I would come in and coach and train. But the cool thing we saw, because we did that, was when we launched it September 2022. And when we launched with 18 people in 2 cohorts. 3 dropped out. So we ended with 15 after, the months-long experience. And then what I noticed was, by the time we hit December of 23, we had 350 people in 8 countries. The time we hit January of 24, we had 450 in 12 countries. The time we hit February, we're closer to 550. Now we have over 2,000 that have engaged with the platform. And I've even seen some churches that have started out with 3 staff members who learned the concepts, and then they started leading it. And within a year, they had third generation disciple makers who were now doing disciple making.
Matt, thanks so much. You can find out more at theKairosNetwork.com. Blessings on your Holy Week, and thanks for watching God Works Weekly.